Hey everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and I'm back with another review. And today I'm excited to bring to you from the Masters of the Universe Origins line, this is the Horde Trooper. Really the first troop builder that we've seen in the Origins line. There have been, obviously some vehicles you can buy multiples of, can get stuck with extra figures, but this is really the first and possibly only troop builder we might see. I got this figure off of Target.com, but it is at mass retail now. It's been popping in and out of stock at Amazon, and I'm sure all your various online retailers either have stock or will be getting stock soon. So, really cool looking figure. I dig it. One of the figures I didn't have growing up as a kid. So, yeah. I have him in this little action pose. Only comes with one accessory, so there's really no point to like stripping it down. One thing I did find, and I did check for some old photos, the Horde Trooper was actually one of those figures that, I guess because it was really technically a She-Ra villain, was straight-legged. But, as with all the classic figures, if you so desire, you can do, if I can, balance it all right, you can do the traditional squat leg pose. And it looks, on the camera here, it looks like he's a little off balance. So let me just try that and even things out. But, did I get it? Bring the head down because the original toy, the head sat a little lower. And there you go. So you can do it like that, even though originally it did stand straight. This is his little zappy stick. And what's kind of cool is it does have the Horde Dragon molded in there. Let's see if I can. There we go. And you get a little more of that detail. In the animation, it was actually just a rounded tip that he shot lasers out of. So, there's that. Articulation. Obviously, you see the hips, the knees. You have a swivel here at that lower leg, and a swivel above the knee. That part can be removed. Nice complement of foot articulation. You have the armpit joint here. Forward and back swinging, but be careful with that. It's part of the gimmick. Wrist articulation. The in and out joint. That's on both sides. This is just a molded fist. I would have preferred an open hand just to do a two-handed grab with the weapon. And as you saw, waist articulation. The head is very expressive. The head sits up more, and you can get some really expressive this does not compute. As I mentioned, it has a gimmick. Now, of course, if you're a fan of the old Masters of the Universe figures, you know what's going to happen. But if you press the Horde logo right there on its chest, and you got to press it really hard, there, the chest will burst open. A little bit, from what I've heard, it's much easier to do on the original toy, so it's a little bit more of a hair trigger. Also, on the original toy, the chest would flip. I forget if it flips forward or back, but you can do that here. If you want to do the whole, it's completely been smashed and batched. And to reset it, just bring it up, snap it closed, press that front again, and there you go. I really don't see a spring here. I think actually, you know what? I'm looking at it now. This is how it works. You're basically using that front to press the plunger in the rear. There's no spring action or anything. So let's put the weapon back in its hand, and there you go. There have been some convention exclusives that were released actually a good year before this figure was even announced. Different colors. I think that is a little bit more accurate to the cartoon. I really don't remember. Hopefully this means we're getting a General Sundar. Remember the guy who was the general of the Horde Troopers, and then he became a good guy and helped in the final battle against the Horde? I always wanted to get his classic figure. I never did. People offered to buy it for me. I could, for whatever reason, just never pulled the trigger on it, and I wish I did. But hopefully we do get something like that based off of this. Again, that was never in the original Origins class, the original Masters of the Universe line. But since they are pulling from different sources for Origins, Anti-Eternia He-Man, definitely, I think we can get a General Sundar. I hope I have the name right. I'm pretty sure I do. But yeah, so that's about it. How about we pause, and I'll come back with my final thoughts. I really dig the Horde Trooper. Really fun figure. I like the articulation. The joints are tight. I do notice that sometimes things aren't exactly lined up properly, so you got to play with the joints a little. But that is a common issue with modern articulated figures. The more joints you have, the more ways things can, be out of shape. Unfortunately, this does go for normal retail price, which is around $16 to $19. So it's kind of tough to recommend as a troop builder. If you get a sale or have a coupon, maybe then you can buy a couple more. And who knows, as Origins goes on, we might actually see down the line like a Horde playset or something where we get a couple troopers there. But right now, as with a lot of the Masters of the Universe Origins figures, troopers are a little bit hard to come by. So if you see more than one, please don't buy it up right away. Leave it for the next guy who might be looking for it. Yeah, you run the risk of it going into the hands of a reseller, but that's the chance you got to take. This is your old pal Chuck. If you like this review, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. As I always say, I appreciate the views. Likes, comments, and subscriptions help to communicate to YouTube through the algorithm that my channel should be promoted. If you want to make the ultimate sign of support, I do have a Patreon, www.patreon.com/ChuckDog1999. Card in the corner, hyperlink in the description below. $1 a month, $12 a year. But as I always say, if you can't afford the $1 a month or $12 a year, your views are more than thanks enough. Really, it's just, the growth of the channel, we've hit our 4,000 subscribers. It really is a fan-built channel, and I appreciate all the support, and you guys have been there every step of the way. Once again, this is your old pal Chuck for the Horde Trooper. We will see you next time.